right, so we're going to assume if you're watching this video that you've probably already opened up your Shopify store. Perhaps you've already picked your niche and you're not getting any sales, or you're not getting the traffic that you wanted. Now you're starting to question whether or not the niche is saturated, or if you've just gone in the wrong path. Maybe there's not a market for it, and you're sitting here scratching your head going, uh-oh, I might be in trouble here. I hope that I'm able to help you out, and let's get started. So I've got on here, being a business owner is a lot of work, right? So I just want to talk about that for a quick second. A lot of people, what they did is they watched YouTube videos, they learned about Shopify, they saw all these kids making a ton of money with their flashy cars and so forth, and they went, hey, my parents always told me there was no way to get rich quick, but these kids are doing it, so I'm going to do it, because obviously times have changed and there's a way to get rich quick out there. Maybe there is. I can tell you from my own personal experience that it's not that easy. And as I'm sure you've heard many times before, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It takes work, guys. It takes work. Think about it for a second. If you're driving your car and you go to a gas station, if you only put $5 gas in the tank, you're not going to be able to drive very far, right? You can enjoy it for a short little burst, maybe a couple, an hour or so, but you're going to run out of gas, right? It's the exact same. It's that concept, guys. It's that exact same concept when you're looking at your business. How much gas do you want to put in the engine? Because that will determine how far you're going to go in this industry, right? The more you put in, the more you get out. Okay, so I just want to look real quick here. First off, we're going to look at why the majority of the businesses out there fail, right? I'm talking specifically here about e-commerce, but this also goes along with brick and mortar, right? So number one is lack of planning. So there's no research. There's very little research. Maybe somebody's like, hey, I love fluffy cats, and I'm going to make a Shopify or a store all about fluffy cats, right? The next thing, and I learned this the hard way, is poor location, right? If you're not in the right location, it definitely makes it harder. Inferior products. Maybe you've got your marketing down great. Maybe you've got a good audience, but if you're selling inferior products, those people aren't coming back, right? And what you're gonna, if you haven't already learned, is that it's really expensive to acquire a customer. It's a lot cheaper to keep one. So you're much better off to invest ahead in a more superior product than to try to get kind of cheap with your initial products, because customers, they're testing out the water. They're coming to you. Maybe they like your ad. They come, they buy something from you. If your product isn't good, they're not going to come back. They're not going to tell their friends. So yeah, maybe you made a couple bucks in the beginning, but you've just lost that potential customer. It's going to be like a million times harder to ever get that customer to come back to you. Not only that, but they're probably going to go tell their friends and family, don't buy from you. Okay, so there you go. Ineffective marketing. Again, this goes up to lack of planning and research, right? So if you're you're not marketing to the right audience. If you've got a great product, but you're not advertising it correctly, how are you going to get your product out there? You're not the only one out there selling bracelets. You're not the only one out there selling dog leashes and LED collars or whatever. You have to stand out, and in order to stand out, your marketing must be effective. And in order for your marketing to be effective, you need to know your market. Okay, so the next thing, lack of dedication. So people, what I see happening, I see this a lot, is people get all gusto, they get out there, they start doing it. Before their business even has time to take off, they're on to something else. They've seen the next shiny thing come along, and boom, they're gone. All right. Little to no working capital. there are ways around this. Okay, so what this means is that you just don't have enough capital to be able, or like money, to support yourself or your business during that growth stage when you're first starting out. So what ends up happening is people, they start, skimping on marketing, or they start cutting back on other things, and or it just becomes too expensive for them to stay before they've been able to build any momentum, and so they drop off. And the list goes on and on. There's several other reasons, but those are the ones that came off the top of my head. All right, so now we're going to look at why do other businesses succeed. So you get the same product, we get the same, premise of a business, yet one business does well and another one fails. Why is that? Okay, well, first of all, this business has probably put a lot of research into their products. They're caring about quality assurance, so they have some kind of a policy around quality assurance. They have a nice, strong social presence. Again, that actually comes naturally with your quality in your product research, right? So they've got a reputation out there already. They have friends and family, and maybe they have other customers, whatever. They're getting out there, right? Or they're already out there. Brilliant marketing campaigns. So 2 marketing campaigns that come off the top of my head, right off the top, okay? And these are what I would consider absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure you'll know of one. You may not know of the other. First one, Budweiser, right? The Super Bowl ads. Come on, guys. Like, I don't even drink beer, and I can't wait until their commercials come out. Even if you're not a horse person, I mean, they make sure to hook you in, because their commercials are so good. Their marketing is absolutely brilliant. So when I hear Budweiser, I think of, cute little puppies being, bonding with big, gorgeous horses and all kinds of different things, right? All wonderful, fluffy, warm feelings. That's what I associate Budweiser with. The next one that comes to mind is Dove, right? Dove did an amazing job with their campaigns when they took women and did portraits where they had like a stranger draw a portrait of them. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And to this day, I could say I probably think about their ads once a week. Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I actually saw one of their ads. It's been years. Okay, so really having some really strong marketing campaigns. Here's the big one though. Precise and direct advertising to specific audiences. Okay? I want you to write that down. Precise and direct, because that is where you're going to make your money. Precise and direct. Just move on here. Yes. But we see people on YouTube, they did it, so why can't I? Oh, I don't know. Timing, luck. I don't know. There's a million different reasons why they did it and you're not. All I know is that right now you're sitting here watching this video trying to figure out how to get your company up and running, and those guys are doing whatever they're doing. What I can tell you, and I know this for a fact, is that not every single person that you see on YouTube claiming that they made it big actually made it big in the industry or field that they are known for. Okay? Maybe they did make a lot of money, right? But you don't know that they made that money on Shopify. I can pull up a spreadsheet right now and make a fake invoice for Shopify or a bank spreadsheet for Shopify. You would never know. I could put all the numbers I want in there. You would never know that what I'm showing you is just me being creative with Adobe Photoshop, right? So don't believe everything you hear out there. All right, so hopefully you're still here. Great. Yay, fireworks. First off, the one thing I want to do, and this is where that pen and paper or your notebook or whatever is going to come into play. Okay, I want you to take a few minutes here. I want you to think of 10 things off the top of your head that you could teach someone else. Okay, don't overthink this, guys. Okay, don't overthink it, and don't try to be all creative, and it could be anything. How to brush a dog, how to brush a horse. I don't know. How can you tell what my priorities are, eh? Dogs and horses. How to clean a room, or how to throw a basketball. Like, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Obviously, the more meat it has, the easier it's going to be to dress it up. But just think for a few minutes. If your neighbor came over and said, "Hey, I need help with," what could you help them with? All right, so hopefully you've got it. If not, just pause this video, write down all your ideas, and then click play when you're ready to start up again. If you're done, great job. Yay, big applause. We're ready to move on to the next step. So I had to get a little creative here. Obviously, I can't see your list, so I just jotted down 10 things, random things. So I put in here: change a tire, e-cigarettes, edit videos, organize a room, how to ride a horse, how to get great deals online, how to write an essay, how to cook, how to write a book, and how to get out of doing homework. Holy crap, that was tiring. It's tiring just reading it, let alone thinking about it. I mean, believe it or not, brainstorming is hard work. Now, I just want to point out that each and every one of these things, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert at any of these things, right? But I know enough that if my neighbor came over and said, "Hey, Colleen, I just want to edit a video. You think you could show me how to do it?" I have enough knowledge that I could probably get them through it. How to write an essay. This is a huge one for me because actually when I was in university, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but my writing and my grammar, I'm sure you'll probably see in the slideshow, isn't the best. So I would actually have to write out my essay. I would then, when I was done, I would send it over to my son, who would then proof it for grammar for me and spelling. And then I would send it off to my ex-husband, who would then proof it again, and then I would send it to my professor. So just because I wrote that on the list doesn't mean I'm an expert, but I can certainly help people with certain things, certain aspects of writing an essay. Okay? So don't worry if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed at first. It does get easier. It really does. Okay? I put in here, besides, this is where things start to get fun. Define fun. Some people may call it work. I love marketing. I love everything about it. It gets me super excited, right? So for me, this is fun. Maybe for you it isn't. And if that's the case, then you need to find a way to make it fun. And if you need ways to make it fun, well, let me know in the comments below, and I will go ahead and make some videos on how to make this fun for you. Because there are. You can make it. Turn it into a game. So we're going to put on our detective hats, and we're going to start doing some research. Okay? You can go to your Google tools or whatever keyword searcher you like to use. I'm not going to get into that, which tools are the best. I want to make this as uncomplicated as I can for you, so I assume you already have all that stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to research each of our 10 products, or sorry, our topics. So please keep note that every single one of these examples, I just grabbed random numbers out of my head. None of this is actual. Okay, so change a tire. If we were to do a Google search, we would find 10 million searches on Google every month, and there's high competition. E-cigarettes, 25 million searches on Google, high competition. How to edit videos, 11 million monthly searches on Google, high competition. Ride a horse, 50 million searches on Google, low competition. Okay, so this is where a lot of people get caught up. Low competition. High search results plus low competition does not equal money. Okay, stop. Don't be fooled by the numbers. Low competition should be treated like it's a huge flashing amber warning sign. It's screaming caution. There might not be enough of a market here. Okay, this is the number one way people get lost and eventually fail. They start chasing the money instead of finding a way to make the money come to them. Now, that might sound a bit like a cliche, and it might even sound like I'm making some pretty serious and big promises here. I guarantee you, by the end of this presentation, I will show you how you can get the customers to chase you, how you can find ways to get the money. Customers will be saying, hey, I have some money for you here. Okay? I guarantee you. Follow this, it will work. All right, so I just want to look at our niches here for a second. So a broad niche, again, these are just kind of fictitious numbers. A broad niche is anything over 10,000 monthly searches with high competition. A sub niche would be anything, 10,000 to 100,000 monthly searches, high to medium competition. So it's a bit of a narrower audience, and it's going to be using specific keyword combos. All right, a super sub niche, 1K to under 1,000 monthly searches, high to medium competition, defined audience, specific product or service, much narrower audience, and multiple keyword combos, guys. Okay, multiple keyword combos. These are going to be your friend. Okay, you'll hear a lot of people refer to this as long tail keywords. This is where the money is, and I'm going to show you how to get there. So don't let this chart scare you. This is more for me as a visual, so I could try to explain the difference between, say, a broad niche, a sub niche, and a super sub niche. It may not make any sense at all to you, but don't worry. Let's just move right along. So now we're going to go back to our list. Okay. After researching each of our ideas for possible niches, we find that most of them have decent to high monthly searches. All but one of them also has high competition. Okay, that was that one where I used the example. I said one of them had low competition. So now we need to look at each idea and see which one has a good number of quote unquote related searches. Again, these are just examples. So we know that some of the ideas have a limited number of related searches, but some of them have a lot. Okay? We want the ones that have a lot. The more the better here. Okay? So the idea how to cook had a huge number of monthly searches and high competition. For somebody who didn't know any better, they might actually see that and go, oh, damn it. That niche is already too saturated. I can't get into it. Now we can also see that there's loads of other sub niches. Okay, so how to cook fish, how to cook pasta, how to cook dog food, how to cook beef, how to cook corn dogs, how to cook porridge, how to cook Chinese food, so on and so on. Yay, bingo! We've now found a market that looks very promising. Okay, it's a solid broad niche, so it's a nice big niche that has plenty of searches and loads of competition. Competition tells us that there is money to be made there, because if there was no money to be made, nobody would be competing for it. Does that make sense? Like if something's not good, nobody wants it. So who cares if you have something to sell in that niche? Nobody wants it, right? And it has loads and loads of sub niches, because sub niches are awesome. What I want you to do, and I'm gonna show you in some upcoming slides here, I want you to think of each little sub niche as an arrow pointing to your business. So just visualize that, an arrow pointing to your business. When a broad niche has lots of sub-niches, this tells us that this is an idea that people want, need, use, and search for. Okay, so hold on though. We aren't quite done yet. Yeah, all right. You can stop your whining. Believe it or not, it's going to get easier, but I did warn you it was going to take some work. Now that we've identified some sub-niches, we need to redo our research on each of these niches. Okay, so I already talked about how, the first lot of people, they fail because they just think of something that they like nice fluffy kitties, and they start a niche on that. They do some searches on Google and they see, oh, hey, there are lots of people out there looking for this, so I'm just going to start a store. And we know those people fail because they didn't do enough research. The next level of people that fail are the ones that stop at this level that we've just talked about. Okay, they've gone and they've looked for sub niches and they've said, hey, there's like a ton of these little sub niches. I'm going to start my store based on one of these sub niches. And again, they haven't done enough research and they're going to fail. Guaranteed. So now I just want to stop for a minute here. I want you to imagine that you're selling your house. Okay? You could have one huge general sign on the side of a parkway where, you've got tons and tons of traffic. Lots and lots of people are driving past that sign and they're seeing it every single day. Or you could have hundreds of little signs with directional arrows, and each one of those little signs is pointing to your house and targeting a specific buyer. Which one do you think would increase your chances of selling that house? Here's my little visual. Love crafting? Set up your own crafting studio in this beautiful home for sale today. Okay, that's one idea. Giant 5-bedroom house with pool for sale. Now I'm targeting people that are looking for a house with a pool, right? Planning a family? Check out this house for sale. Only $5. Now I'm targeting, I'm every single one of these little signs is targeting people looking to buy a house. But I'm going one step further, and I'm not only that, I'm targeting people that are looking to buy a specific kind of house. This is what I'm getting at when I say we're looking for the super sub niches, because those super sub niches are the ones that are going to direct everyone to your site to buy your products. Okay? So I've got the picture of big son holding a big sale. Okay, and the guy's tootling down the highway and he sees his, hey, big sale. Huh, I wonder what he's selling. Right? I've actually had that happen to me, by the way. I've been driving down the road and seen a sign, big sale. And I was like, I wonder, is it a garage sale? Is it an antique sale? Is it cars? I don't know. I have no idea. And I just kept going. I'm a huge garage sale buff. If it had been a garage sale, I would have been all over it. But I don't have time to stop and research, go out, see if it's actually the kind of sale that I want, right? I just moved on, right? So this is why so many people fail. They spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars advertising a product that's too broad and just to too many people, or as many people as possible, right? So they go and they spend thousands of dollars on this huge big poster board, and they put it on the side of the freeway, and there's thousands of people driving past. But then they get frustrated because guess what? They're not getting sales. You know what those big boards are for? When you see them on the side of the highway, they're for branding. Okay, that's their entire purpose, is for branding. And branding is big, guys, and I'm going to do that in another video. Branding is huge, but that's not what you're looking to do right this second. You just want to find out how to sell your product, right? So Most people, I'm sorry to say, but at this point, they would much rather say that it is somebody else's fault than to look at something that they're doing, right? It must be the market. It's got to be the product, right? Why cruel world? So feeling completely defeated, you make one final attempt to get the answer you want. Note that I say want and not need. Okay? People very often, they get tunnel vision. They start looking for things that they want, or they look for people that are going to tell them what they want instead of what they need. I promise you something, my friend. I will never tell you what you want, but I will always tell you what you need. Okay? So you turn to YouTube, right? YouTube's our best friend. And we type, is my product too saturated? YouTube uses its magic and it brings you back a list of videos specific to what you just asked. Okay? Keep in mind that YouTube is just another search engine. And its job is to bring back things that are relevant to you and to what you're searching for. So it's going to bring back every single video that tells you, yes, in fact, your product is saturated. Or it's going to send you a bunch of videos explaining why your market is saturated. I actually don't like this picture, this YouTube. Because I actually like YouTube, but it kind of creeps me out. Anyways, this is the only clip art I could find. So you spend hours, days, weeks, just like me, watching every video you can find. Until one day you find yourself watching bulldogs riding skateboards and think, how the hell did I get here? You go back through your search history, you find that one video that told you everything you wanted to hear. Yay! Right? Web guru, I'll fix everything. It's not your fault. You're doing nothing wrong. Just pay $2,000 and I will solve everything. How many of us have seen those? Doesn't take them long to convince you that they have all the answers. All they have to do is confuse you with lots and lots of information. So here, fishy, okay? You're already tired. You're already exhausted, right? That's why you're on there. That's why if you were making a ton of money, do you think you'd be looking up videos of why your product might be saturated? No, right? So they've got you hook, line, and sinker. So how do you skip it? How do you get past this vicious cycle? Well, first off, you need to accept that sorry guys, but there really is only one that was easy button, and it's sold in Staples. Okay, life itself is not so easy. Life is far from easy, but with the right tools, it can still be fun. Okay, so now that we've got all that out of the way, let's get to work. Now that we've identified some of our sub-niches, we need to, you're going to hate me, we need to redo our research on each of these niches. We want to be sure that we can find a minimum of 5 to 10 of these sub-niches and that each of them have a decent amount of monthly searches. Now, what do I mean by a decent amount? I want at least, 500 to 1,000. That I would consider that a decent amount. If I can get 500, depending on the product and the niche, I'd be happy with that. Again, here's just a little chart more for me than for you, right? So a broad niche would be how to cook pasta. It's got 15,000, probably 15 million monthly searches and high competition. So then you've got your level 1 niche, which is how to cook homemade pasta, which is 9,000 monthly searches and medium competition. How to cook frozen pasta, 6,000 monthly searches, medium competition. Okay. Your super sub niche is the one that's down below, and it is something like how to cook homemade pasta from scratch. How to cook fresh homemade pasta using whole wheat flour. How to cook frozen pasta in the microwave. right? So if you look, now here's where it starts to change a little bit, because now the searches, 1,000 searches, low to medium competition. Now we don't mind if there's no competition here, because we've already proven that there's competition in the other two levels, right? There's high competition in the broad niche, and there's high to medium competition in level 1 niches. So you know what, if there's not a lot of competition in our sub niches, like these niches here, that's okay. All right, because what that means is that the market is not saturated. So sub niche, broad niche, big, lots and lots of signs. The sub niches we uncovered are still within the broad niche umbrella. So we originally, our first search was how to cook, so that is our broad niche. But then we've uncovered ways to actually penetrate the market, right? Now we found ways to market directly to those people that not only want but need our product, right? Now the broad niche, even though the broad niche has plenty of searches and high competition, it's almost impossible for some unknown person to come into the market and even take a little tiny piece of the pie, right? It's almost impossible. You're competing with way, 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 way too much, okay? So bonus. Okay, this is what I love. This is where the magic truly happens. Remember I said that I was going to show you how to get the money to come to you, or how to get the customers to come to you? This is it. Okay, you don't even have to really go out and find them. They're already looking for you. Okay, they're looking for us already. Think for a minute to a time when you had a problem on Google, right? You want to get to that answer as quickly as possible. You want to go onto Google, do a search, or YouTube, whatever, do a search for the most specific phrase possible, so that you increase the likelihood that Google's going to give you exactly what you're looking for, right? So if you were wanting to know how to cook pasta with whole wheat flour, you wouldn't just search in Google how to cook pasta, right? You would do the whole thing. Hey Google, show me how to cook pasta with whole wheat flour, or how to, whatever the example was. Hopefully that all makes sense so far. So remember on the previous slide when I used the selling your house example? Well, this is what I was talking about. This is exactly it. Okay, so every one of these little blue arrows that you see pointing down to the gold, okay, those are all your little sub niches. All right, so all of those little sub niches, what ends up happening is every single one of them is pointing towards your shop. So the work for you comes into play, because you actually have to go in and make your ads targeting each one of those little sub niches. And those can be things like WordPress blogs, going and answering questions on Yahoo Answers, or wiki pages, YouTube tutorial videos, and those are just all examples of ways to generate organic traffic, right? What your research has done has actually shown you, and if you don't believe me, I mean, do the research yourself, and then go and do a search for that long-tailed keyword that you found in your level 3 sub niche. Do a search. I bet you'll be surprised you won't find anyone advertising probably in there. Like, there won't be any ads in that section probably, and there'll be very limited results as far as what you can actually find under that topic. So how does this benefit you? Well, in order to become known on the internet as an authority, right, Google and the other search engines have to actually see you providing quality content. They have to see you actually going out there and helping people. It's in Google's best interest, and I'm not going to get into that whole thing because this video's already gone way too long, or this presentation's gone too long. It's in their best interest to give their user, which is the person searching, exactly what they need, or as close to it as possible. So if you come up with content that is very specific to what somebody would actually be looking for, and you provide that content to Google, Google is going to be like, oh my God, you're my hero. Thank you. Thank you. Because now I have something to deliver that user that they can use, and they're going to feel like they've actually got quality, something good out of it. Everybody wins. Google gives you free traffic, also known as organic traffic, and the end user, the person doing the search, is happy because they've got great quality content that they're looking at. You're happy because you now have this customer that's actually looking to make whole wheat pasta or cook whole wheat pasta. Now you say, hey, so this is how you do it. By the way, here's the things that you're going to need in order to do it. You're going to need a pasta maker. I don't know what the hell you need to make pasta. But you're going to have your list of all the different things that you're going to need. You're going to have maybe a link to your website, or you're going to have the products right there in front of them. That is totally up to you. That's for another video. All I'm trying to do in this video is show you how to, 1, identify your target market, and 2, be able to actually reach them. Okay? And I'm hoping that I've been able to do that here. So anyways, that's it for my presentation, guys. So is your chosen niche too saturated? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. If you need any help or you want any advice, please don't hesitate to ask. Make sure to subscribe if you would like me to make more videos. I'd be happy to. Just give me some ideas of what you want, and I will go ahead and make those videos up for you if I can. And if I can't, then I will see if I can ask some of my friends out there to help out and make some videos. So yeah, anyways, good luck, happy selling, and I can't wait to see you again. Take care, guys.